Hey guys, welcome to Little Mouse Advanced Weapon Tactics. Today we're going to be trying airgun dieseling and seeing the effects between non-airgun dieseling and see if it is in fact more powerful at testing or more lethal.
Little Mal presents Advanced Weapon Tactics, the weapons review show that tests the lethality and destruction of various cultural artillery. Will this week's weapon be powerful enough to destroy our new Ming heads? Find out now. Do not try this at home.
Okay, so we are going to try dieseling. This is by viewer request. A lot of you guys have requested that we test this out. So today we have the Chinese B3. We're choosing this because it is a lot more silent than the other guns that we have tested. So that way, you know, for noise control, because apparently dieseling makes it quite a bit louder. But again, what you do for dieseling is, and I don't recommend you do this, but we're going to go ahead and do it so you don't have to. Put a little bit of oil in the butt of the pellet. Most pellets have like a little lip, and then you put some oil in there, and that's how dieseling works. Scientifically, it either works one of two ways from what I've been reading and researching. It works either by combustion, where it creates a spark, which I don't think is really going to happen, and it lights the oil, creating more of a propulsion. I don't think that's true. I think it more loops the barrel so that way it can slide through faster. And from what I've been reading, the oil stays in the barrel quite a bit longer after you shoot. So you have to shoot like 300 times just before you can get the oil out. So again, we're going to try it with a cheaper gun first just to see how well it performs. I do not think it is a combustion-based thing. Either way, we'll go ahead and try it. First, we're going to try it without. We're going to do a couple rounds and see what happens, and then we'll do a couple rounds with the diesel. And again, the B3 is quite silent, as you can tell, and it does kind of smoke in there, so that's why I think people believe it's a combustion-based thing, but I don't buy it, but see what happens. So these are the strikes into the skull, and as you can see, it didn't go out like the last time because this skull is way too thick. I also think this is a more realistic representation of what a air gun would do to a person. You know, knock out a tooth, kind of like it has here, do some fracturing to the skull, but again, I don't see it being too lethal. I was trying to look up people dying from air guns, but I couldn't really find anything of that sort of damage or caliber, but again, that is pretty powerful. Again, I would not want to get hit with that, so let's see what the dieseling will do to the skull. So you just put a little drop oil in the back of that.
Suck.
You can see the smoke out of that, so it might be a combustion-based thing. I don't know. Let's see if this performed any better. It kind of just punched a tooth, but the wound does seem to be a little bit wider. What would you have to say, Matt?
Feels like there was a lot more of an impact in terms of the structure behind the actual silicone. But it's not significant. It's not like extreme or anything like that. But there is a little bit of a difference in terms of impact.
Also, before this barrel gets too oily or whatever, we're going to go ahead and try a couple on some particle board as another test, just in case if the skull doesn't give us an accurate representation. So we're going to go ahead and see what this can do to the particle wood. This is the control without the diesel. So we have a hit right here, and no, that is actually from the air gun. So it just completely destroyed that. So let's see what the dieseling can do both to this and the skull. Okay, so that's the new wound. Not any different, really. What would you have to say, Matt?
Yeah, there's not really too much of a difference between the dieseling and non-dieseling.
Actually, if anything, it did less damage here, because these exit wounds are much stronger, bigger. So we'll go ahead and give Matt a couple strikes and but I think this is kind of a busted myth. See what I can do on hand, just because we're not really seeing any difference in the results on the wood or the. So these, the shots goes all the way through. So we're gonna see what it does with the diesel. Okay, so it did rip through this a little bit more, as you can see, right, Matt? Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say it's all that much more powerful. If we had a chronograph, we'd be able to test it better. But again, we don't have access to that. The in wounds look pretty similar. It just seemed to rip the aluminum a little bit more, but again, not too much extra damage. Okay, so the airgun dieseling did prove to have a minor amount of damage more, but it wasn't significant, so I really wouldn't recommend doing it. It makes the gun a lot louder, but it's not really too much more power. It's a little bit more, but I mean, maybe if we had a chronograph, we could test this a little bit better, but I'm really going to say that it's not too much of a difference in terms of damage, so whether or not it's worth it, ruining your barrel and lubing that up, is up to you, so you decide. But maybe we'll test it again in the future with a more powerful airgun. Also, if you have any suggestions for the airgun dieseling and how we can better test this in the future, please let us know in the description below. I'll reply to every single comment. And if you like this video, make sure to comment, rate, subscribe, like our video, share it. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.